Welcome to a burning issue that has caught the attention of the entire nation. Home prices keep rising, yet many people can no longer afford to buy a house, especially the young generation. We delve deeper into the matter to understand the reasons and potential consequences. Engaging statistics tell the real story of the housing market. In 2022, a mere 21% of homes were deemed affordable, a staggering drop from 60% in 2021. This percentage reveals a grim reality that could potentially spiral into a full-blown crisis if commitments are not made in due time. Undeniably, wage growth is a key factor in determining home affordability. However, the alarming trend shows that income levels have not kept pace with the skyrocketing property prices. As a result, purchasing a home has become an unattainable dream for many individuals. Moving on to the factors that sustain the rising home prices, it is startling to note that affordability is not a prerequisite for owning a property. This might sound paradoxical, but it is one of the mechanisms that prop up the housing market. Mortgage rates at their historic lows have significantly contributed to the inflation of property prices. With low borrowing costs, more homeowners have decided to hold onto their properties, refraining from selling and posing a challenge to the prospective buyers. This stagnation in housing supply serves as an indirect tool for pricing properties out of the average earner's reach. A notable stakeholder in today's housing market is the rise of investors and real estate funds. Fueling the demand due to their purchase of multiple properties, these non-traditional players in the real estate sector have created a distortion in the market, pushing prices upward and worsening the housing affordability crisis for everyday citizens. Conclusively, it is a multifaceted and complex issue. The interplay of declining affordability rates, house prices detached from income levels, and the influx of property investors has generated a perplexing scenario. If not attended to, the issue can exacerbate, presenting a bleak outlook for future home ownership. Despite the grim circumstances, there is a glimmer of hope on the horizon. Raising awareness and sparking policy changes can mitigate the consequences of the affordability crisis. These could include initiatives to boost income growth rates, setting new mortgage lending standards, or imposing regulations on investors to curb speculation. Additional potential solutions could involve ramping up affordable housing construction, incentivizing property sales, and assembly of more inclusive housing policies. These steps would create a healthier and more balanced housing market, presenting a practical solution to the housing crisis. However, no spark of change instantly triggers a response. We must brace for the prolonged socioeconomic impact as households grapple with mushrooming rental rates, the threat of evictions, and the continuing sorry state of housing affordability for first-time homebuyers. The housing affordability issue poses more profound societal implications than mere economic concerns. It can lead to the rootlessness of communities, creating a world where people live where they can afford, not where they have roots or where they work. This impacts general well-being and the overall health of towns and cities. Beyond short-term fixes, a comprehensive strategy rooted in correcting the imbalances and distortions in the real estate marketplace is imperative. This strategy should embody a holistic approach that considers all aspects impacting housing affordability. Change in policy considerations and public engagement is crucial components in the journey to improving housing affordability. By making affordable homeownership a priority, authorities can take a stance against the status quo and foster a future where the concept of home is not just a dream but an attainable reality. One pivotal aspect to remember in the quest for affordable housing is the need for consistent progress tracking. Regular assessments of the real estate market, examining shifts in income distribution, analyzing loan data, and evaluating housing provision strategies can shed light on the efficacy of interventions undertaken in the area of affordable housing. The housing affordability crisis is undeniably a profound issue requiring multifaceted solutions. However, with dedicated efforts, informed policies, and collaborative actions from all stakeholders, a future where everyone has a secure and affordable place to call home is indeed within reach. No element of the housing market operates in isolation. Understanding this is crucial when defining the parameters of feasible policy changes and implementing impactful strategies that are responsive to the evolving dynamics of the real estate landscape, particularly in the quest of keeping homes within everyone's reach. Housing, being a significant component of the living expenditure, directly affects individual and family financial stability. When housing affordability is out of balance, individuals are forced to allocate a higher portion of their income to housing expenses, reducing the amount available for other vital needs and limiting their economic mobility. The balance between supply and demand often dictates market prices. In a well-functioning market, rising demand typically instigates an increase in supply, thus maintaining stability in the cost of commodities. However, the housing market, more often than not, operates in a state of disequilibrium, yielding to persistently increasing home prices despite the declining homebuyer power. The impact of the housing affordability crisis extends beyond the individuals and families directly affected, significantly contributing to economic polarization. The uneven distribution of wealth resulting from high home prices can create social disparities, further fragmenting communities and undermining societal cohesion. The squeeze on housing affordability can also perturb the rental market. As home prices and mortgage rates continue to soar, more prospective homebuyers have been compelled to downsize their aspirations and transact in the rental market, pushing up rental rates while decreasing rental vacancy rates. The ongoing affordability crisis also reignites an age-old debate on homeownership versus renting. While renters might currently be more financially prudent in certain markets, the unabated rise in rental rates may induce a long-term habit and preference for renting, further altering societal norms and behavior around housing consumption. The housing affordability crisis also cast a shadow on the prospects of homeownership among younger generations. With the declining affordability levels, more and more young adults face an impediment to homeownership, jeopardizing their accumulative wealth and financial well-being in the long run. As we venture into the future shackled by the housing affordability crisis, the actions and strategies we undertake today will determine whether we build a future of housing affordability or one with even higher barriers to household stability and economic mobility. Though not always apparent, the downsides of the housing affordability crisis infiltrate various aspects of our lives, from our households and communities to our economy. Yet, by diligently staying the course and working in tandem towards achievable goals, we can ultimately begin to reverse the trajectory and usher in a new era of housing affordability. To make good on the promise of housing affordability, we need a concerted effort at all levels and across all dimensions. It involves local and federal governments, the real estate and finance industries, stakeholders and the broader community, working together to build a balanced, sustainable housing environment that puts people first. As a beacon of hope, a future of inclusive and sustainable housing is within sight. By striving to break down the barriers between aspirants and homeownership today, we pave the way for a society of enabled and empowered individuals and families sharing the benefit of affordable and stable housing. The housing affordability crisis is dynamic in nature and necessitates a flexibility that anticipates and responds to continuous changes. By adopting resilient strategies that accommodate these influences and challenges, we can build a robust framework for housing affordability that stands the test of time. In the pursuit of housing affordability, it is imperative to understand that every small step counts. From informed consumer choices to support for effective policies, every critical action taken today can create a meaningful impact and shape a more affordable tomorrow. A catalyst for change, we journey towards a housing strategy that accommodates all. In this beacon of equity, housing does not pose a challenge, it serves as a cradle of growth and stability, accessible and affordable for all who strive to call a place home truly. The golden thread running across the housing affordability discourse is the theme of hope. It extends beyond the bleak statistics and the pressing realities of the present, offering a promise of a future replete with opportunities where everyone can achieve their dream of homeownership, fostering a community where all can thrive. And so, the voyage continues. Together, we navigate uncharted waters, buoyed by the resolute faith of many hands rowing in unison towards a horizon blazing with the promise of affordable, stable homes. For in the grand scheme of it, the story of housing affordability is a permanent role of the human spirit, a testament to the lasting triumph of hope over despair.